Welcome everybody. Today I have with me
Finlay
and
Caleb,
and we're going to be making
shortbread
and
Snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodles, our favourite Snickerdoodles, which look like that. We're famous for our favourite Snickerdoodles.
You can add whatever fruit you want, but we're going to add strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries.
Yes, and here they are, all here in front, just all fresh berries. These ones are actually frozen that we've got out of our very own garden that we keep in our freezer and just add to these as we need them and we go along. But Mrs. Matasoni had enough of you again at home economics and wanted to kick you out and do some cooking with Dad. And so I've been told by my lovely Facebook followers that it's actually food technology. So thanks very much for that, Jen. Now, what we're going to start with is the mixing bowl. Finlay, put the custard,
Powder.
corn flour, yep,
And
get some milk, please.
oh, sorry, 1 cup of milk.
1 cup of milk, right, get that in there. Now, Finlay, your job is going to be whisking this together. Can you do this without making a... Yep, tip that in, Caleb. Now, yeah, get in. Look at that, you've done that without a mess. Right, we're going to turn the heater on.
It's turning yellow already.
Yeah, look at that. Give that a whisk. Start whisking that. Get right into the corners.
Yeah.
Okay, now Caleb, we need the cream. If you can get the cream ready.
Yep.
So the idea with this, now hang on a second, I better follow the recipe. So what
what
we're going to do, I'm going to put this on the heat over here. Now this recipe is going to be live on our website, so you'll be able to follow it. It's also in our famous cookbook, as you can see there. So we're going to whisk that until it's all nice and smooth, as you can see. Now Caleb, do you want to add in the cream? Yeah, get all that cream in there, which has been lovely measured out by our lovely wife and your mum to make sure I don't get this wrong.
Me? Oh yeah.
There you go, keep whisking that, will you?
Do I have to?
Yep, keep turning that. Right, so we're going to keep that on a low heat. We don't want to burn it. Now this process is going to take about 10 minutes. So I'm going to have made up some other custard so we can keep this rolling. But basically, as you can see, Finlay's just going to stand there for about 10 minutes whisking that. And once that's done, then you're going to get some butter. And we've got some butter over here. And once it comes, this will just get really thick. So after about 10 minutes, that'll get really thick. And then what we're going to do is basically take it off heat, get the butter in there, and you're going to put that butter straight through.
And you want to make sure that you have to keep stirring it, otherwise it might burn.
It will definitely burn on the bottom.
Like
well done,
Dad
Caleb.
did last time.
Like I did last time. So we're going to put that to the side. So that's going to come up nice and thick. You'll see it. It's really easy. So now what we're going to do is make the shortbread. Now the shortbread, again, is a really easy shortbread recipe. So,
and that's when we're making the shortbread shapes. But he's making the Snickerdoodles, we're making the shortbread.
That's right. So what I'm going to do now is make the shortbread up. And that's a bit of softened butter. The recipe is there with the amount, and we're going to really just give that a stir. So if you've got it soft, we're not melted, this will just make that process so much more easier for you. Now, we've also got weighed up over here. We've got some caster sugar, rice flour. Can you hang on to that egg without breaking it?
Can I crack
Can you share it? So in here we've got rice flour, caster sugar, and some butter. And I've kept the flour away from Finlay this time, so she can't make a mess. So we're just going to keep rubbing that through until that's come through, until it's all really nice and smooth.
Yeah.
This whole process will only really take a couple of minutes. If you've got a mixer, you can use a mixer at home as well.
Just make sure it's soft, because you might break the mixer.
Yeah, well, we broke a mixer on the weekend because I didn't soften the butter enough, did I?
3 mixers.
Oh, geez, don't tell everybody that story on here.
3 mixers.
They were pretty old mixers, so they weren't very good.
No, they weren't. 2 of them are pretty new.
You can use a mixer or use your hands.
Yep, that's right. We don't need that recipe anymore. We're going to mix all that together, so it's like that. Beautiful, nicely mixed through. Righto, Finlay, see if you can crack that egg in there for me.
Nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
Is there another egg
Again, you can use a wooden spoon if you like, or you can use your clean hands as well. So again, you can see we're just going to mix that through.
Yeah. It's pretty easier with your hands.
I find it easier.
But like, it makes a lot more mess on your hands.
Right, we need the next ingredients, Caleb, which is plain flour, baking powder and salt.
Flour.
So we've already pre-weighed all this stuff.
You want me to pour it in?
I reckon we're ready. Get that poured in.
Can I I have
You,
some? Next
oh,
door.
get your hands out of the way. Get it in there.
I want to smack it together. Do that.
Righto. Well,
Oh,
so again, you're just going to fold this through.
oh, there's more flour. Ooh.
You can see what I'm just folding that through.
Hey, how come you get...
I barely had any flour. Finlay, we need that. Finlay,
Yes, no making a mess
we
just
need that.
yet.
Just yet.
Yeah.
We're making a mess with our shortbread.
Can I eat this? That tastes pretty good.
How does that taste pretty good?
Because it's just sugar. God, you two love your sugar.
Not as much as Finlay. Finlay like dipping her hand in the sugar bowl at home and then just like, oh no.
Right, so now we're just going to fold that flour through so we can get a
Kneading it.
nice... Yeah, that's right, we're kneading it.
Which is just you fold it in half, push it down, flip it over, fold it in half.
So you see we're getting a nice smooth dough. Now our Snickerdoodles, which we're absolutely famous for, the name Snickerdoodle is actually an American biscuit. We love the name so much that we thought we wanted to use it. And so what a Snickerdoodle is it's an old time bakery favourite. It's like a fruit tart or a fruit flan that most people would call it. But we like to, we've invented this shape ourselves. And we thought we'll come up with a great name, the Snickerdoodle. We've been selling them like this for nearly 20
Can I
years.
just have some more?
So, as you can see, we've got our lovely shortbread dough. This one's nice and soft, probably because the butter is, again, soft.
Can I have some?
Now I'm going to roll this out.
Can I eat some?
Nope, you can eat some when I give you some. So what I'm going to do, as you can see, I've made heaps of shortbread here. One, so the kids can make their own
Shapes.
biscuits and their own shapes. So they've got some cutters.
We got like a lot of shapes down here.
Oh, they're my cutters!
Sorry.
So just a nice little bit of flour, just so you can keep moving it around. And now the thickness is about half a centimetre.
But you can do as much as you want.
You don't want it too thick, and of course, if you have it too thin, you won't be able to hang on to it. It'll just crack.
Finlay.
So
I'm hungry.
now this is just a little wooden stick, as you can see.
And it's
Really?
actually working very well.
It is working really well.
What about this part here? It's going to come off.
I'll
Okay.
eat that.
So I reckon that's going to be a pretty good thickness. So I'm going to cut my shapes out of it. So I'm just going to make. We're just going to make. Today I'm just going to make us what, four. Four
Wait,
good enough.
There's no more. There's no more. Oh.
Righto. So now
There's heaps.
there we go. I'll move over here now. While these guys are
She has way more than me.
You can have half.
while these guys are going to be cutting themselves out some
No,
shapes.
that was from mine.
So get yourself a cutter.
Thank you.
Start cutting up. Caleb's gonna looks like he's gonna roll out his own shapes there. Okay.
Awesome.
I don't care.
So here's our little muffin tin tray that we're going to use. I'm just going to give it a light spray.
Is there another roller?
No. So here we go. We've got our cutout there. Now all I'm going to do is I'm just pushing that in so it goes into the bottom.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
Some shapes.
I need flour.
So as you can see, I've now just pushed those into the shells like that. Now,
Bunny.
with the custard that we've just made up, and you've allowed it to cool, what we're going to do is pipe an amount of custard into these Snickerdoodles. The great thing with Snickerdoodles is you could actually make up a lot of these at once, because you've got a lot of custard here and we've got a lot of shortbread. If you've got enough tins, you could make up as many of these as you want, and we can freeze them. And then you can just pull them out of the freezer later on when you need them. Now, as you see, I'm just going to fill it up to about just under the top there, so just over 3/4. And that's as simple as making a Snickerdoodle. So now what we're going to do is bake that. That's going to take about 20 minutes, about 190 degrees. Then you're going to let them cool, and then they're going to come out looking like this. So when they come out of the oven, these ones that I prepared just earlier, when you know they're cooked, just the top's going to be a really nice golden brown colour. Then you know that they're going to be ready. When you're watching them in the oven, the custard's amazing. It balloons up. And it looks like it's going to overflow and boil out, but don't worry, it doesn't. It'll then sink back into a nice little shape there, like that. Now what you've got is you've got a selection of whatever berries you want. Here we've got blueberries. So we're just going to fill these up. I'll do a selection of different berries. So you got your blueberries. These are our blackberries from a very own garden.
Which is in the fridge, I think.
So I've just kept these blackberries in the freezer. As you can see that they're defrosting just beautiful. And these blueberries and strawberries, look at those strawberries. They're all from all our local produce people in our area. You can have raspberries. Or our famous ones that we love doing all the time at Beechworth Bakery that people buy. They do a mixture of raspberries and blueberries, so you can mix them up like that. Of course, when you see them in our shop, they're look a lot better. Geez, you could put a blackberry in there as well. And then if you really want, you've got your strawberries, and we can do some strawberry ones.
Yummy.
Finlay loves her strawberries.
Can I have some strawberries?
And we're going to put some strawberries there on top of that. So as you can see, the kids here, they're actually making some shapes. So I'll just cut this one out for Caleb so you can have a look. This one's the Ned Kelly biscuit. Oh, it's not coming out too well, but it's a bit sticky, but there's the Ned Kelly. The secret to when you're cooking the kids' biscuits is keep all the same sizes together when you're baking them on the tray, because if you've got ones that are really big and some really skinny ones, they won't bake evenly. So all we're going to do later on is we're going to stick these onto a baking tray. They'll bake for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then voila, you've got some biscuits you can decorate later on. We've got some Smarties. The great things with kids is you just, like these little, what do you call this one, the Bugs Bunny over here, you just put your chocolates in like that, and these kids can be entertained for ages. Make some icing up later on, and they, after they've baked, they can just make some shapes as well. So anyway, that's it. That's Snickerdoodles. What do you reckon? Are you happy with those?
Wait, we're done?
We're done. That's it. How quick was today?
That was pretty quick.
That was pretty good. Do you want to eat one? Let's go.
Wait, there's not enough strawberries on here.
Hang on. Go. Eat.